What do you think that New Bedford can do for our community in terms of the LGBTQ community? Does anyone particularly want to start? I will call names like a teacher. I have no problems doing that. I've taught before, so.
Well, I'll say something,
Okay.
although I'm not from New Bedford,
Oh,
but I have lived in many, many, many places. And I find New Bedford to be actually the most closed off of every place I've ever lived. And I'm not really sure why that is. So I think if there was, I don't know how to go about doing it, but there have to be a lot more people in the city than present themselves.
Yes.
To each other even. I don't really understand that, but I think it would have to make the community feel safer to be able to identify. I mean, we have a lot of trouble getting people to come to the supper club. I mean, out of 10,000 people, we get like 20
yeah.
tops.
And there's 95, I just did like a recent check of like what's the population in New Bedford, and according to 2016, we have over 95,000 people.
Right.
And if we want to say the 1 in 10 is the generic, like how many, LGBTQ
Right,
people
that
there
makes
are.
9,500 folk
Yes,
somewhere.
Somewhere.
So, yeah.
And to add to that, I'm also not originally from New Bedford.
Oh.
I've lived in other places. And when I came here, I looked for the community, right? And there was no central place to look for them. Like, I lived in Boston, Los Angeles, Oklahoma City, and there was always the gay district. So when I came to New Bedford, I thought there was a gay district. But I found one bar, and to me, that's where you go, because that's where we went. But there was no central place where you could go, and because when I was doing a thing downtown in April, I had a little protest of my own, and I met a lot of people that were gay and lesbian, but I wouldn't know where I would have met them other than there, because they're not the people I would go to. I wouldn't go where they would hang out, but there was no central place where everybody would hang out. So I found that a little difficult.
And Zoe or Alex, what do you kind of?
You want to go first, or?
So I lived in New Bedford all my life. When I first started coming out, I started like noticing like there's different groups for like LGBT people to attend every week, and different outreaches where my school actually used to have an alliance where like people who like were comfortable with going would go to the alliance, and people like say if they were like closeted, they would like say they're an ally and then later on come out. I have found that New Bedford has done a pretty well job with like showing different programs for young people. I think they could do a better job with outreaching more with like, I know Pride just started last year and we're having a Pride this upcoming summer, but like, I feel like a lot more people would come if like people outreach more.
I agree.
And do you think, and I think this is fairly true because I'm also born and raised in New Bedford, most of our youth tend to just leave. We tend to abandon ship and just go elsewhere because we're looking for like that kind of, again, that gay district like you're talking about. Like I left and went to Western Mass and had a horrible time with yuppies. So I came back. And I think that's kind of another thing too. Like I think there should be a reason we want to stay. And I think we just need to kind of foster that as well. Tom or Zoe, do you have any comments about it? Or
I was gonna say, we've actually talked a lot about this a little bit, not a little bit, but a lot about it. Looking into getting a shelter for LGBTQ youth, because we've had a number of LGBTQ youth who were homeless, so that would be a good idea. And also, like Alex said, more outreach. But that is going to be happening as we've said before. Yes, we've said before.
And I just wanted to point out, so thank you for doing me. I found out how to quiet my phone. So I'm looking at your comments live, so thank you. Dennis DeMello just wanted to say that that he kind of agrees that, New Bedford is not really doing enough, and specifically that there needs to be more youth and young adults and older LGBTQ people. So like an actual substantial, if you think of a family, family's multi-generational, there's a grandparent, there's a parent, and then there's a kid. I think that kind of needs to be represented, I think, in the community. And so yes, thank you, Dennis. Tom, do you
I'm
have?
from New Jersey originally.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
I'm a transplant here for the past 6 years. New Jersey was an extremely homophobic area, so when we came here, I thought it was wonderful.
Yeah.
But as the longer I've been here, I realize there are no outlets for us older gay folks. And it's frustrating.
It is.
You can just go to the grocery shop and just, it's, and once a month, we have an LGBTQ separate club. Where, as Connie said, 10 out of 9,500 people show up, and sometimes it's not even 10. And it gets to be kind of boring.
Do you think, because like one thing too, I went to Philly recently, and one thing that was amazing is that they just opened up their queer youth and young adult housing that's lower income, and also they have a older gay senior housing. And like I got to see it, and it's like amazing. And we do have a lot of elder housing, thankfully, in New Bedford and Section 8 stuff and whatnot. But it'd be kind of nice, like, because I think there was a great article somewhere, I should try and find it and link to it on the Facebook, but it talked about the plight of being older and queer and like surviving. And that, you kind of get erased in a way, being amongst like, in terms of like older, of like going into care homes and having CNAs and whatnot, and those kind of resources, and being like invisible almost as a
Well, there's a-
as
We
an
have to go
LGBTQ
back in the
person.
closet when
There's
we
a
go to
film.
these places
Exactly.
because we are badly mistreated, abused, and most often the minute you say you're gay, you're shunned as you get, as I'm saying, older. So
Yeah, people
Now, there is a
something
film
change.
that addresses that issue, which was shown to all the social workers, all the nursing home people, at one point last year. We only saw it that one time, and a lot of people still don't know about it. But that was the issue, is that people were feeling like they had to go back in the closet when they went into a facility. Now, I think, I'm not sure, but I think in order to have like an all-gay nursing facility, I think it has to be private,
Yeah.
because you can't, otherwise it would be discriminatory. So, but San Francisco has one, Boston has one, they are starting to be built specifically just for gay seniors, because we're different.
Yeah.
And
We just are, can't really describe why.
can I just throw in also that we're not all ready for the
No,
old folks home?
Oh, I'm not trying to shove you in, Joe. I'm not.
So what I mean by that is, it's okay, the old people go to the old folks home.
Yes.
The young people do the young people thing.
Yeah.
But there has to be where the older people interact with the younger people in a natural way, because let's be honest, when AIDS hit, a whole generation sort of got wiped out.
Yes.
Okay, so, and we still have the problem from that. We ended up at a certain point with the older people and the younger people and no bridge generation. So the younger people, they're not gonna talk to old people. So they lost a lot of history because they didn't have the next generation to talk to, because we weren't there. But like, when I go to a bar or something, and there's only one around here, I like it when it's mixed. I don't like going in at the end of the day at work or something, and it's all people my age. It's like, what are we gonna talk about? When cigars were 5 cents. And you like the young people in there, because you can talk about, you can tell them stuff, they can tell you stuff. And then on the weekends when you go, of course, the younger people don't go out till after 11, right? Which we didn't when we were kids. We
Yeah,
got
really?
rarely after 11. But by then, the older people are, we've had it, it's time to go home, because Saturday Night Live's on or something, and, you gotta be up for Jenny's special. And we don't get to see the young people. So you either don't see them, or if you hang out long enough at the bar on a Saturday night, you get to see them. But they're not interested in talking to old people, because we're old people.
Well, but
When you were their age, did you want to talk to an old person?
No, but there was
Well,
a
okay, I
whole,
rest my case.
yeah, but there was a whole bunch of people in between you could talk to and eventually end up to an old person. Nowadays, it's either young or old, and you don't have the glide towards the older people.
Right, but I think if there start being more events, like the movie event, like the last Sunday movie of the month,
Yeah.
where if you get it out to more people, then you will start to mix
Yeah.
people together
So-
on a social. That's the best way to get them going.
To slightly, so Connie's referencing, we mentioned last week, I was gonna do it as an ad spot, quote unquote. But so at the last Sunday of every month until April, April will be the last month, we are hosting a LGBTQ winter film series with a lot of partners. We have a variety of partners to list them off. I think there's 16 of them, maybe. But it's going to be hosted at the New Bedford Whaling National Historical Park on 33 William in historic downtown. It's in the theater area there. It's going to be the last Sunday this January. It's going to be the 29th, 28th, thank you. The 28th from 2 to 5. So definitely come down. You'll see me. You'll probably see Connie because Connie likes movies. I like movies. And it's free. So like just come down and just chat and learn something. We're going to be watching I Am Not Your Negro about James Baldwin. So we're excited for that. And so thank you, Connie.
Are there
And-
snacks?
Yes,
So it's a federal facility.
potato chips we had last time.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a drawing.
maybe. But that was brought in from the South Coast LGBTQ
No
Network.
snacks.
We had chips.
So those snacks were provided by the South Coast LGBTQ Network. You can find them on Facebook, by the way. But they were provided from them. So I think maybe if one of our partners might bring something,
Popcorn.
that's.
We like popcorn if you don't mind.
Mushy stuff.
But as a federal government, they
Mushy
can't.
stuff, you know, beans.
They can't provide it. Yeah, they can't supply snacks. But one of our partners may provide snacks. But I don't want to advertise that in case that's not true. So
No, I think-
Smuggling skills.
if you smuggle in something, I don't think we're going to be like the AMC theaters. So go ahead.
Taste the rainbow.
Literally.